Well, congratulations! You're now the owner of a bright and shiny new telescope. This can be the beginning of a wonderful new hobby that will keep you interested for the rest of your life, or it can be a disappointing exercise in frustration. I'm here to make sure it's the former. Now, you may have done a ton of research before your purchase, or you might not have, but as a new user, everyone faces the same challenges, so let's go over a few do's and don'ts to make sure your experience is a good one. The first step to success is to read the manual. Your telescope, small or large, is a precision optical instrument, so there will be a learning curve. Take the time to study the information in the manual. You won't know what everything means at first, but I'm sure that it will answer a few questions. Once your telescope is assembled, don't go charging out into the night. Take your time, learn its components, and get familiar with breaking it down and putting it back together. If needed, also think about where it will be stored. Any clean and dry place is fine, and please always use the lens caps and covers to protect the optics. At this point, you're ready to see what your instrument will do, and daytime is the best time for this. Believe me, working in the dark makes things much harder. Any telescope will function during the day, so take advantage of that and learn the ropes. Observing objects around you will get you familiar with pointing and focusing, both of which are acquired skills. This is also a good opportunity to align your finder scope. Don't skimp on this step, as it'll save you much frustration later. Also, a note on using your telescope during the day: never attempt to look at the sun without an approved solar filter that covers the entire aperture of the telescope. Filters that fit on an eyepiece are not safe and should be discarded. Before you head back in, think about the best location for observing. You'll need to be able to see the North Star, so make sure you have a clear view in that direction. Also, try to pick a spot where you'll be shielded from local lighting as much as possible. You'll also want to make a nighttime flashlight. This is a normal flashlight with the lens covered with red plastic. The red light will preserve your night vision. This is very important when you're searching for faint objects. In addition, a planisphere and star charts will also be helpful, even if your telescope is computer controlled. With all that sorted out, you're ready for your first night of observing. One thing to keep in mind is that temperature changes do matter. The optical surfaces in your telescope are accurately shaped down to very fine tolerances. If you take it from a warm room into very cold outside air, it's not going to deliver great images. It'll need time to cool down. For a small refractor, this will happen very quickly. Larger telescopes will take much longer. Very large telescopes will take several hours. Once you're outside, the first task is to align the mount if needed. As always, let your instruction manual be your guide on this. Once your telescope is set up and cooled, the fun begins. If you're a beginner, the moon is always a great target if available. Any of the brighter planets are also a great starting point, as any of the Messier objects. These will be shown on your charts as an M followed by a number, like M42 and so on. Like anything else, using a telescope effectively is a skill that takes time to acquire. The more you do it, the more you'll see. Photographs are fun, but there's something about seeing the rings of Saturn or the light of a far-off galaxy with your own eyes that's very special. With your new telescope, you now have the keys to the universe. Get out there and explore.